Hey ladies and gentlemen, Richard Kenobi here, and here we are, the series finale of Legend of Korra, Book 4, and today we have episodes 12 and 13, and now, before I get started, I will be addressing the thing that everyone's been talking about. I will be addressing that in a two-parter, because this is going to be a two-parter, and pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this episode and how I loved this season overall, and then I will talk about the big thing everyone's been talking about, and then I will pretty much give you my opinion of the series overall. So, let's go ahead and waste no time then. So, episode 12 pretty much begins where shit is really going down. I mean, Korra is just destroying everything. Our heroes, Team Avatar, they try to do everything they can to stop this. They try bending, they try doing everything they can. But it just doesn't work. Bolin tries to give the mecha suit a hot foot. That doesn't work. Bolin, Sue, and Chief Beifong try to knock over a building that almost crushes them, crushes the mecha suit and Korra, but it doesn't work. Like, just everything. That's pretty much how I can sum up this episode. They try and take this thing down, but it just doesn't work. So, they're pretty much out of options. They got nothing to do. And while that's going on, we see Prince Wu and all of the survivors try and think of a way to get out of Republic City so they can be safe. And of course, you know, the trains aren't coming because Korra's army has taken out the tracks. So, well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Prince Wu actually attracts badger moles by his singing, and it's a little bit funny, but it's bad. It's funny bad. And, you know, he's actually not thinking for himself. He's doing this for the safety of his people, of these civilians, and I like that. You know, we finally get character development from him, and it's pretty damn good. But this is mainly going to be about Team Avatar, so they just got nothing. They try to do everything, but Asami's father, Hishio, comes out of prison because they need his help. So he comes up with the idea of inventing a plasma cutter onto one of the hummingbird suits, so that way they can cut a hole inside Korra's mecha tank, or I'm sorry, damn it, I keep calling it that. I'm just going to call it mecha suit. Yeah, there you go. So they can get in, one person can get in, or at least 5 people can get in, and they can shut it down from the inside. And, you know, prior to this is pretty much my favorite moment of this episode, is where, or the next episode, but I'll go ahead and talk about it, doesn't matter, is where Varric proposes to Julie, and I immediately started crying. I was happy, you know, it was a pretty damn good moment, because this two-parter not only has suspense, action, heart, it has love, it has comedy, and it blends it all together. And I loved every second of it. Now, of course, you know, it pretty much ends, the 12th episode ends where, you know, they try and distract this thing, and they do everything they can, but, you know, it's still going. Korra's mecha suit is still going. So then it ends right there. So, of course, we pick up on the 13th episode where we see Team Avatar has finally, the hummingbirds have finally cut a hole into one side of the mecha suit, but at the cost of a sacrifice. Asami's father dies in this episode, and I was so sad. I was like, what? Like, now some people said that this was kind of out of nowhere, and his character, you know, he was kind of short-lived, and honestly, I felt they could have just, you know, kept him alive till this whole thing went over, but no, he died, and I was so sad. Like, I literally had to pause the episode just to take in that. So, God rest your soul, Hoshido. So, anyway, back to the episode. So, of course, you know, we see all of Team Avatar is in. They're inside, and they're gonna... Korra has Sue and Chief Beifong go and try and take out the gun, the machinery for the gun, so it can't fire. And she has Bolin and Mako try and go shut it down, and she'll deal with Korra. And I like that. All of these things are happening at the same time, and eventually, yes, Sue and Chief Bayfon do disable it while having a battle. Mako and Bolin try and disable or shut down the suit, but Mako decides he's gonna have to fire lightning at the Spirit Rock in order to take it down. And he almost sacrifices himself, but don't worry, he lives. And, of course, Korra and Korra just go back and forth. It's so even. This time, Korra is ready. And it pretty much ends where the whole suit collapses, and Korra and Korra go off into the Spirit Forest, and Korra fires what's one bullet left inside, or, I'm sorry, let's just call it, yeah, a bullet, inside of the Spirit Cannon. And it's so powerful, she can't shut it off. So Korra uses the Avatar state to protect her and shove it, and pretty much shove it out of the plane. But then it creates a new spirit portal. And immediately when I saw this, I was like, holy crap. And then they get trapped in it. You know, when Korra says, why did you stick your neck out for me? Why did you save me? And pretty much because she did. That's just it. You know, Korra did what she had to do because she's the Avatar. I mean, even though Korra did what she did, but Korra is able to convince her what she's done and make her see the error of her ways. And when they get out of the spirit portal, she's arrested. And, you know, of course, you know, she apologizes, but Sue ain't having none of it. So, yeah. So, pretty much it ends where they're all at Mako, I'm sorry. They're all at Varric and Julie's wedding. And honestly, seeing Bolin be the priest for both of them, it just made me laugh, and I was so happy. I clapped, and it was just so amazing. And honestly, guys, it really just, you know, was a good way to end it. But there's something else we need to talk about, isn't there? Yeah. But, you know, before we get to that, that's going to be in the next video after this one, I want to say, guys, I enjoyed this series finale. There were problems, yes. Is it, but the question everyone wants to know, is it as good as this? Well, no. It's equal. It's not better, it's not good, it's on equal with this. Because this was a tough act to follow, guys. I mean, The Last Airbender series finale was the greatest series finale you could ever think of. But Michael and Brian didn't want to try and copy that. They wanted this to be its own thing, without having to go back and steal some stuff from The Last Airbender. So, overall, I enjoyed the series finale, so I would probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. Very good. I loved every second of it. There were little nitpicks that kept this from being a 10, but I still enjoyed it. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So join me in part 2, which is actually coming up after this one, so I can talk about Korra and Asami. I'll see you then.
Give up, I keep trying.